Hello again, welcome back to another daily buying of Isaac Repentance. It is August 6, 2022. Oh, you know about that August 6th. All right, we won last run. Who did I play as last run? It was a tainted character, or anointed character, or whatever. Who was it? Oh yeah, the fly dude, right. You know, we haven't done a anointed Lilith in a while. Let's do it. Seed here is 8SC6E6-1M. So I've been playing some more Vampire Survivors today, and I'm still struggling with killing a certain boss in Bone Zone. I'm playing the beta, so I'm getting early beta updates. And it's more of a challenge than I realize. Also, fortune cookies really good. I don't know if car battery would increase our odds or not for drops from it, but it is what it is. It's gonna take me some time before I get it down eventually. I don't think it's impossible. It's just tedious. I think I have an idea how I'm gonna do this. Ooh, squeeze is really good. I think I have an idea. I'll use a ghost character with the little aerial attacks, and I found the right card that will make it even better. I lost because I accidentally upgraded this one thing where it would increase the movement speed and power and everything else. Enemies, and that was a mistake. But the one passive has a great ability to increase like a bunch of goodies, but then on the downside, it it makes things a lot worse if you upgrade the last tier. And I didn't like banish it, and so as a result, that increased the speed, armor, and everything else exponentially with these guys. Go outside. I am actually gonna go outside today. Thank you for asking or telling me, game. And go and run and stuff. Man, look at the eyes on this thing. It's squeezy. I look like a snail. A snail that doesn't care. I got this hammock I want to like set up too pretty soon. Try out. I have never used a hammock before that I can recall. If I have, it must have been when I was a kid in some school trip or something, maybe. But as far as my knowledge, I never got one. My mom never got me one, probably because I never asked for one. And she never considered us to, well, not us, me, if I needed one or not. Sorry, I have a habit of saying us like you and I. You know, throughout these runs, stuff like that. We should get this. We should not get this. It's a force of habit, I guess. I guess, like, I'm incorporating you guys in the run. As if you're part of the run. I mean, you're kind of part of the run, technically, if you're watching, but... yeah. I guess it's not totally out of the ordinary. But yeah, a hammock. I thought about maybe getting like a hammock net for like mosquitoes or something, but there aren't that many mosquitoes around here. Even when I went camping a couple of years ago, surprisingly, I didn't have any issues with mosquitoes. That's the weirdest thing. In a very wooded area, I expect to be a bunch of mosquitoes and stuff, but no. There's absolutely no squirrels there either because of how remote this place was, but... and its ecosystem. Ooh, baby. You gotta get both of these. Everything's just taking off so quickly here. All right, found the secret room. Just kidding. You know what? Let's just go down the next floor. We're a little slow, so... So I just gotta have to find a couple of trees around here and set it up and... I don't know, lounge around in the outdoors. I probably need to, because, like, my... being outside is pretty healthy. And I don't go outside often. Often enough. I mean, I have to go outside to go to the grocery store and stuff. But do a bunch of other errands. Stars card. Kamikaze. Probably not. Now, the Jello character here, I use it more as a whip than the firing stuff with him. Because, in my opinion, the whip is much more powerful. I feel like it is. If it's not, well, it's giving me the illusion that it is. Wow, 15 cents plus some extra pennies. I don't see too many people with hammocks around here, but there are some people. Now, my hometown, good luck. Good luck finding someone with a hammock. Almost no one's using a hammock in that town. Around here, I mean, it's a bigger city. It's younger generation. Lies. It's not a lie. It's the truth. There's proportionally a lot more younger people than older people. I think. Yeah. Yeah, kinda. Yeah. As far as the county goes, probably not. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the demographics around here, but there's a lot more younger people than my hometown. And a good thing? I don't know. Depending how you look at it. These whippersnappers. They're talking about their AirPods. Is that what you call them? Those AirPods? Yeah, AirPods. Oh, holy all right. That's pretty funny. One key to open that up, and also, like, it just jammed everything out in the open. Well, Filer wouldn't be bad. Gives me free curse rooms, and I don't have to worry about spike rocks and stuff if I run into those. Just randomly. Was there anything in the shop? All right, that's right. Alabaster box. Bastard size box. Nah, alabaster box, it's okay. Follow the dog. Woof, woof. I seen an advertising, speaking of animals. I was going to get a haircut last week. And on my way to getting my haircut, I found two different signs. And I think one was like older than the other. Because they had one notice about a missing animal. They didn't have a reward. And then another one had a reward. Can you guess how much the reward was? Which this one caught me off guard, I'll admit. I thought it was interesting. And what is the reward? Just kind of think of mind before I just kind of give it out here. Just kind of think of mind what the award amount was was and what kind of animal it was. You got something in mind? All right. If you do, then here we go. So the animal was a cat that went missing. And the award to find the cat is $200. Now I'm at like $200 for an award for an animal like that. I mean, just any kind of animal you lose. That's quite a bit of money. Though not unheard of. If depending on how attached you are with that animal, you really want to desperately find it, then you got to put a reward out to keep people go find it. But I found it like around here, even. There is a lot of missing cats around here. They get out a lot more than dogs, from what I found over the years. I'd seen signs off and on. I even seen one cat years ago. A couple years ago, I think it was. Just roaming around randomly. It looked like it was fairly tame. But it's definitely not the cat that went missing on the sign. Definitely not. Otherwise, I would have called it in and be like, hey, I seen this cat. I suppose if I would have called, maybe it would have been a good thing to call it in the pound that there's a cat missing here and someone's looking for it. Maybe I should have done that. I forgot what I was doing that day. I mean, I've been fairly busy with things, so I imagine maybe I had errands to do. I did see a dog yesterday. You know, during this heat wave. He was in the shade, though, so no problem. But he was kind of tied up in the back. I didn't see any water dish. That's one thing that the owner should have had, was like a water dish for him out there doing his business. And I had an errand or two to do, and I kind of thought to myself, I wonder if the dog's still out there. So I came back later, checked on to see if the animal's still out there, and it wasn't. So someone was watching him. Which is good. I mean, I imagine someone was, but I wanted to check to be sure, because it was a hot day, and there would have been a hot dog if out there in the scorching heat. I mean, no difference if it was a cat or something. If it was an animal, some kind of a pet of somebody's, I want to make sure, like, it's gonna stay all right. Heat waves suck. Dogs are... I think dogs are more sensitive to heat than humans are. I think. Yeah, they have to be. They're smaller, right? Not like a camel where they could just live on the heat for a little longer. You gotta fill up their tank with some water. Interesting here. I mean, definitely be playing these guys. Or at least one of them. Alright. Yeah, I mean... years ago, I did see a dog in a hot car, barely cracked, no AC on or anything. And I called it in to law enforcement with my concern about this animal. And the owner came out and was trying to, you know, assault me and everything. Kind of stayed my distance as the cops came and tell him that the guy's taken off. Like, he was trying to, like, get out of the seat. Well, they pulled him over down the street. And, I made a claim to them that, like, oh, no, I had the AC on and all that. The animal was fine. I'm like, no, that was not true. Like, I was there. I could tell if the AC was on or not. Like, I could tell if the vehicle was turned on, too. Like, and it defeats the purpose they have the AC on if you're cracking the window. Like, absolutely defeats the purpose. Unless you forget about it, but I think the guy was just trying to, like, avoid legal consequences. I wasn't doing it out of spite with them. It was just, concern with the animal. Now, I know people who keep their animals in the car on a hot day, but they have the AC cranking. That's not a problem. So as long as it doesn't run out of gas and then it turns it off. Cracking the window's not going to do any good on a hot day. I suppose in the fall time, if it's just cool enough, it should be fine. But you just have to use your best judgment of whether this is going to be good for the animal or not. And you sure as heck don't want to leave too long. Because, you know... I mean, even if you leave it on and stuff, but... Now, I would definitely not leave an infant in the car. That's a different scenario of things. Definitely not leave a baby in the car. Because people could break in there and steal the baby. It's also abandonment too, so... That's a totally different thing. Animals are a little bit more resilient. Other animals. A little bit more resilient with that. Man, you just don't want to pay out too much here, huh? I mean, that's nice. Wow. I mean, we can go a little hard on this guy. I have never seen such a stubborn beggar. There we go. I'm kind of pushing a little hard here, but...
Speed up.
Emperor? I'm gonna push hard. Oh my goodness. Well, think about it. I really do not like that item. Well, I do and I don't. I have mixed feelings of that item. Now, infants is just like... anything can happen to them, like really. They can have like a medical emergency issue going on all of a sudden. Nobody's there to like supervise them. They could choke on something. Anything can happen. Use bombs wisely. Good to know. So, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's just like if you leave them home alone, right? Only, like, I get the idea that it's like, oh, well, everybody's strapped in the car and stuff. He's not gonna, like, he or she's not gonna, like, you know, get into trouble or something so easily. Yeah, but you have them strapped in and they're by themselves still, so you can't really be like, oh, yeah, he'd be safe by himself. My mom wouldn't even leave me by myself so much when I was a kid. And for good reason. Not like I'm a troublemaker or a hellraiser or anything. Though I kind of was, but...
48-hour energy.
It wasn't, it wasn't something like... I can't trust you ever again. Nah. Because you don't know what kids are going to do. My lord. If you pay out, my dude, I'll give you some Fortnite cards. My little beggar. All right. That's actually not that bad. Did I go a little hard on that? Yeah. This plays? Yep, absolutely. Still okay. All right. I mean, we got a 1-up too, so we're fine. Especially since we're going to get Gish on this run. He's not the greatest thing. You know what? Let's go to Ranger Room. All right. It's not terrible, but not the greatest. Ooh. Extra bone heart.
Yes.
All right. Oh, hello. Extra key. All right. Luck and range. Sure. I don't know if that affects the range of Jello or not. All right. Tears up. You know what? That was pretty good get. All right. Down the next floor. Now, I've heard of, I never seen it before that I can recall, but I've heard of parents using leashes on children. I remember that was kind of a controversial topic when I was in middle school and part of high school, I think. If not high school. Like, it was, I don't know, there was something that was going on at the time that this was kind of a trend that was being talked about a little bit. Sorta. Just leashes. Now, oh yeah, we gets rid of the spikes on this chest. That's sweet. I don't think it's too controversial to talk about this so much. I don't think children should be on leashes unless there's something going on within the child that doesn't respond to certain things. Like if they have some deformities or something, I can see how that can be useful, but at the same time it's demeaning. I don't know. In my case, I would never like have a child on a leash, but soy milk, huh? Oh. I see what I did there. I have to, all right, now I'm gonna have to be forced to use the shooty thingy. All right, so now I have to be forced to hold this button down. I would think, like, it would whip it out a lot faster and... Oh, God. Well, we'll see how this goes. I mean, soy milk is great, but... apparently this character is just gonna, like, flip it around for me. Alright, we'll get that. Get this. Not bad haul, not a bad haul. Alright. I mean, as long as the kid's not forced to do it, like, I mean, how do I put it in words? If not forced to do it. I'm like trying to put it into words here. Because it's such a well, I guess it is kind of controversial, isn't it? You're putting a leash on them like a dog or something, but you're not trying to demean them. I mean, depending on what kind of person you are, I suppose. I mean, there probably are people out there that would demean them for that way. But I could see how it could be... there's pros and cons with it, right? All right, there we go. Now we're actually doing something pretty well here with this thing. Now we're using Jello like I was supposed to. Speed upgrade, okay. Range down, probably not. Magician, hangman, relax, hematemesis. Like, I walk my dog on a leash, and it's just a dog, you know, it's an animal. You have to, especially with leash laws and stuff. I mean, it's just gonna have to just really depend on what your intentions are and how you justify with doing such a thing. And I'm not trying to be rude about it or anything. It's just very well depends on what you do. Like for me, I had dogs that did listen and stuff and followed orders just enough to where I don't need a leash. But sometimes I would have to have a leash, especially if I'm tying them out or something, because I don't want to run off or something happens. Now, the case for a child or something, you know, I think if you can teach them to, you know, stay close by, not run across the street and go wild or something, that's fine. But if they're not capable of learning that, like, at all for some, you know, some mental reason or another, then just use your discretion of course, how you go about it. Marry and reproduce. Hell yeah, brother. All right, let's see. I guess we could go to the angel room, maybe. Like, I forgot, like, what started that topic stuff from years ago. Might have been just a random thing. It was like, oh, by the way, we're going to make something. Let's talk about this thing randomly. That could be controversial. And no, I didn't write any, like, speeches or persuasive papers about that. I've done persuasive papers on other things. But... well, that's interesting. The thing, like, faces where the enemy's going. Has that always been a thing? With cello? Ha! I never noticed that. Look at that. It's like... It's firing where the enemy's at. I thought it was all randomized. Huh. I mean, I suppose I can still use the whip attack, but it takes longer. The irony on that. I remember when I was a kid in grade school, there was a little bit of talks about the anniversary of the Challenger explosion. And of course, I wasn't there for that Challenger explosion. It's an unfortunate thing, but I remember lots of little bits and pieces of the anniversary stuff going on over the TVs and everything, showing off that stuff. Just very like subtly I remember that stuff, but just kind of like with this leash thing, it's like, I'm trying to remember, like, you know, this kind of, like, trending topic thing. Not trying to compare the two as which one's worse or not, or anything like that. It's just, my lack of memory of discussions and talks about it over the years. You know, one thing I did see off and on with parents is they have like backpacks or something. They can carry their infants around. Salvation's okay. It's an okay item. It's not the greatest angel item to get, but beats a lot better than Breath of Life. Oh, I thought I got out of the range for that. Whatever, we're okay. Bring him the photo. All right. We might not go down into... we might not do Mega Satan. Oh! I must have Libra. Yeah, it's gotta be Libra. Because I have soy milk. And I have the Zodiac. Alright. Baby, we got the whip for the floor. But yeah, they have like children in backpacks. They have these backpacks you can strap your children to. Or maybe not strap. I mean, I guess technically, yes, you do strap your child to it, but you're carrying them like a collection of books, like a backpack or something, but full of books. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, as long as you're not like running with the baby. That probably scared the shit out of it. Or cause like serious harm against them. Or both. As someone who's carried an infant, some distance, they can be heavy after a while. After carrying them for a long time, especially when they get older, and then it's like, you know, they become as, you know, about as much weight as like a loaf of bread or a little bit more, or probably more than that. Well, I guess like when they're first born, well, I guess it depends on their weight when they're born. I know someone who was born 9 pounds. 9 pounds, long baby, too. And a loaf of bread, I don't think a loaf of bread's even 9 pounds, is it? I don't think it is. If it is, then that's a big piece of bread. A baguette? Maybe? I don't know. But an infant backpack. I mean, sometimes you even see ones where it's like kind of a harness thing. You strap them in the front instead of the back. You can carry them that way. That's kind of cool. I know someone that didn't have a, what do you call it? I'm blanking on the name here. They didn't have a stroller, right? So instead they were carrying them. And then somebody bought them a stroller because they were getting tired of carrying them, and they got it to them for the gift, which I think did help. But it didn't last long because they got older. So. I don't know if I want delirium. Whatever. Delirious. How are we going up? I mean, I guess a stroller would be useful if you're taking your infant out frequently, right? If you're not taking it out frequently, you probably don't need one. Unless if you're like, another thing too, unless like, of course, you know, you have an issue with carrying, you know, issue with lifting and stuff like that, then, or what other kind of issue, then I could see that could be useful too. It's nice to have a stroller. I mean, if you have an infant, I don't think it'd be useful to have a stroller, you're not expecting to have an infant anytime soon. Unless, you know, you adopt someone, a kid or a infant or whatever, or I don't know. I sure as heck can't fit in a stroller anymore. I think most of us can't. Unless you get like a big customized stroller or something. Like, oh yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Could fit in there. Zoom, zoom. Now I can stop using my legs. Well, someone's gotta have to push me, I suppose. Unless I get like a motorized thing. And just move me. And then stop learning, and then learn not to use my legs anymore. That'd probably take a while. Why would I even do that? You know how exceedingly difficult it would be in my life to, like, stop using my legs? Like, voluntarily? Like, without any, like, injuries or anything like that? Or born deformities? Like, just to, like, ride in a thing like that? Oh, little baby chests. Oh, look at that, itty bitty chests. Now, I do agree, though, that they are expensive. The strollers are. You have to kind of consider whether it's worth the value, inconvenience, or not having to deal with carrying the infant all the time if you're going out frequently. I mean, you can get some that, like, last year for a few years, like, for different kind of ages, I suppose. Especially if you're gonna expect to keep it, too, for another child for the future. That's pretty good. Now, car seats, of course, that's... I mean, if you have a vehicle, that's definitely a must. They can be expensive, too, but... Now, my father, he had a truck, and rather than having a car seat, he let me sit in the front of the truck. Or the front seat of the truck. And I was like... between infant and, like... I mean, the one memory I have is probably, like... between the ages of, like... 2 and 3. Around that time, around that timeline. So, like, yeah, no car seat, just truck. Seatbelt. Probably not the safest thing for me, but... yeah. I mean, you could get away with it, but it's risky. You get in an accident, then you're kind of short and seatbelt better be tight. Probably be just safer in a car seat. That age. I know a kid that was around my age at the time where I was riding the truck and stuff like that, and they're on a car seat. Now, my father was a little bit on the dangerous side, so on that hell raise inside with like, he'll be fine. Okay, this is, I'm just gonna pop this. So I muck with any other character. Would've been nice. I just never considered this was gonna mess with my whip here. And I need, like, more damage ups to make this even better. I mean, yeah, it's working here. It's just tedious. Tracking is what helps here, though. And the strength card. All right. Uh-huh. A bit close to like Seraphim transformation. Also, this is going to be fairly helpful here. Now, if I have a child, I get him a car seat. Even if I have a truck, they're going to get a car seat. Maybe when they get a little older, I might have them right in the front seat. Not for like long distances or anything, but you know. Just kind of just test the waters, you know? I might sound like I'm a little careful, a little too careful or something, but children are delicate. I gotta be delicate with them. Can't risk harm with something like that. Now, I'm not saying, like, it's a bad thing at all to, like, ride them in the front seat at a young age. I'm not saying that at all. You can do whatever you want with it. As long as you're careful with them and stuff and responsible. But, me, it's like, I want to just take extra precautions. Just on habit. Or who knows? Maybe I'll just, like, not do that as much with I mean, I'll keep them safe, but like I probably relax a little bit as time goes on with it, with having them. Just kind of gauge everything. All right, this setup here, by the way, this what this item's called. Yeah, that item, giving me the extra damage is a huge bonus. Heck of a difference. Not melt them so quickly here, but far better off than the last floor. We're gonna win this. Now, if we just become Dark Judas, it'd probably make it a lot better. But I don't think we need to. Also, I forgot about the TM trainer, by the way. I literally forgot about it like floors ago. Oh, I'll think about it. And I forgot about it. Oh well. It was a good thing I missed it. Take your medicine. I seen in somebody's comment about some thing online. I forgot what it was about. Like what the article was about or anything, but not article, but wherever I found the comment. It might have been a YouTube comment. It was talking about, my God, just stats down everywhere, huh? I didn't have to take the pill, I guess, but whatever. Choose your own path. And they were talking about like, oh yeah, I take a Flintstone vitamin. I was like, oh yeah, it's Flintstone vitamins. I used to take that when I was a kid. Fun times. I take it like a multivitamin. Well, basically multivitamins in general. All right. Doing A-okay here. Just A-okay. Let's roll it. Look at that. I mean, we could go fight Delirium if we want. Probably be a little bit more tedious. even lives. Well, I hope he lived. Bless his soul. All right. I know in grade school I had to learn about a lot of seatbelt safety and stuff, and I think most kids did anyways. Once that's like railroad safety and everything else. All right. We won that run. Despite picking up soy milk. We turned out pretty well. I mean, I guess if we didn't have the one tier effect or something, I think we might have still pulled it off. It'd just be a little slower. But hey, got a win though. Anyways, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.